tough to work condition. It requires lots of expertise, very specific skills and approach. It is uneasy to work with it. In genuine psychotherapy, we work with restructuring of the interpretation of the thoughts, reframing. We work with lots of hypnosis, paradoxical intention, so-called flooding, psycho-bodily work. You know, if we don't go in the body, nothing happens. If we stay on in the head, our psychotherapy is ineffective. And if we want to do effective therapy, we should go in the body, Even our hypnosis ought to be embodied hypnosis. Then everything works. Everything. Yeah? So, what is there beneath OCD? Obsessive compulsive disorder. We see someone who is very rigid. He wants to control the situation. We see someone who is just one walking head, only head. He's disconnected from his body, from his emotions. So-called floors in our process, mind, body, emotion. He is only one head. Hypervigilance, pessimism, very high, unattainable standards, perfectionism, details, order, discipline, but ineffective discipline. Details. As we say, he doesn't see the forest for the trees. He sees only the details, but not the whole picture. Such one. Ambivalence. Something here very important. He always hesitates in making a choice. Imagine someone goes to the shop and he wants to buy something, maybe a bread or a toilet paper, and he reads there, 1 layer toilet paper, 2 layers toilet paper. It is made from this. The aroma there, this one. And he always is like this. This one, no, this one. The third one maybe. No, maybe this. But this one is very good, but this one is very good also. And he's always like that. Always like that. Sometimes, beneath one OCD, we find some general anxiety disorder. Very often. I can say from my 18 years work. General anxiety disorder, sometimes social phobia, sometimes we find personality disorder beneath OCD. Paranoid maybe sometimes. I have such clients. Borderline, not so often. And I go in Bulgarian, and please excuse me, English is not the first language, so I speak Bulglish. Bulglish, which is actually Bulgarian English, you know. As you can speak Indian English, if you're from India, or Russian English, or Chinese English, I'm from Bulgaria, I speak Bulglish. Yeah. Bulglish, Spanglish. OCD might be very debilitating. It undermines the quality of one's life. It worsens everything in the life. And as Nikita said, it is not only a psychological condition. It goes in the brain. It makes neural pathways there. And he mentioned this default mode network, so on and so on. So it is not only mental state, it is also neurological state, OCD. And if one lives with it for a long time, it is really very hard. Why? I have clients of mine who take a shower for 6 hours. And they wash their hands until the skin falls down, you know. And they nail their doors of the balcony because he fears that he or she will jump out of the balcony. And now we'll see some examples, I think. No. Very often, someone with OCD asks, am I psychotic, or what is going on with me? Maybe I'm a mad person. And the answer here is no. You are not a mad person, because if someone is really psychotic, he doesn't ask us if he is psychotic. He loses the connection with the reality, and he really believes in his delusions and so on. But someone with OCD is always in the reality check, double check, triple check, reality check all the time. And he's not a psychotic person, not at all. Also, the people with OCD ask, am I actually a psychopath? Am I going to kill my mother because I have this thought, I'm going to stab her? Am I going to do it for real? No. No. Because behind the obsessive thoughts actually stays love and desire for protection. Love and desire for protection. And someone with OCD, no, he is not a psychopath. No. He is someone who is loving person, but he has fears, and this combination of fear and love, they produce OCD. What is the pathway to work with it? You know, we work in two ways. The one way is dialectical approach. It is the long path. We work through the character, through the masks, so on and so on. And if we work like this with OCD, the condition will worsen. So we use the didactic way, didactic way. How? We go through autobiography, but it is not analysis. No, we don't analyze him or her for many sessions. No, because if we do so, we add to his rumination, because he's always in this things. And if we talk about your daddy, mommy, your early childhood, then what happens? He starts ruminating all the time, thinking all the time, and his head becomes huge head like this hole, you know, huge. And he even don't sleeps. because of this. Thinking. Restructuring, reframing and reformulation of what? The thoughts, the intrusive thoughts. Something here very important, and I will mention it again in the next slide. We don't restructure the thought itself. We restructure the interpretation of that thought. Because the thought by itself is just a beautiful thought. You know, it derives from one ancient evolutionary mechanism for protection. It is actually a beautiful thought. And we restructure the interpretation, not the thought itself. Paradoxal intention flooding. It is a technique which speeds up the process enormously, I can say. But we use it if we have very good rapport with the person, very deep trust, and if we know what we do. You know, we should be very good to use flooding. Exposure and response prevention, as Nikita said, of course, we expose the person to the compulsions, and then the anxiety rises up. So then we should have methods to work with that anxiety, because how to extinguish it if we just say, now you don't do that ritual? Well, we should give him some methods, some hypnosis, some meditation, mindfulness, some work through the body. We record our hypnosis when we work with him, and he listens them afterwards. In the internet, I have many hypnosis recorded in Milton Erickson models, so they are good enough for many people, and they can listen them too. And I have recorded hypnosis for OCD. I don't know how many, but 30, 40, 50 maybe, and they are in internet. So the person uses them all the time. Hypnotic and NLP techniques. You know, working with OCD without hypnosis is very weak psychotherapy. We should know very well, and we should be good into hypnosis to succeed with OCD work, and of course neurolinguistic programming also because it is very rich of techniques. Also, we work a lot here through the body. You know, Wilhelm Reich, law, and so on. And it is actually one dynamic hypnosis. I was to the lecture of Erika. Here she lives in Vienna, and she spoke the same thing. Hypnosis, but first we work in the body. We go in the body and the sensations in the body, and when we tremble, move, and feel, what we realize that our basic beliefs, they are not somewhere there, but they are here in the body. Here is our long-term memory, actually. Mindfulness. I say, if you have OCD, you become meditator. You become meditator. And you meditate all your life. Why so? Because it is like with drinking. Someone works on himself, go to some community, and he stops drinking and he doesn't drink for, let's say, 10 years. But it is very easily to relapse into drinking again, because he has these neuronal pathways, and he easily can slide back. It is the same with OCD, yeah.
Would that mean that you're really working with emotions? Because that's what I'm thinking about. When you have this dynamic through the body and the
Emotions, of course.
Yeah.
And
You're
the feelings, emotions, and the senses.
Thank you. Yeah.
The senses, and beneath the senses is the flow of energy, actually. Yeah. Mindfulness. And when we are done with OCD, when we have remission to some degree, then we can go to a further work, and to work to the past, money, daily education, what was back then, and to work on the traumas, maladaptive beliefs, and so on, in the usual way, dialectical, away the long path. Then, if we work in this way from the beginning, we can worsen the condition. But when we are done with OCD, or at least at some degree, then we can go through the past, which is actually here and now, again in our body, in our long-term memory, which is here, because there is not such a thing like a past somewhere there behind or on the left, like in NLP. These are just metaphors, nothing else. The past is here, the future is here in that very moment. So, let's go through this one by one. Yeah. Cognitive restructuring. As I said, we don't restructure the intrusions. We don't restructure the intrusive thoughts. We restructure the interpretation of the thoughts. And that's very important, very important. Typical maladaptive negative interpretations. Someone with OCD thinks, when I think it is as bad as doing it. When I think about this thing, I am a bad person and I will probably do it. If I think about it, it will happen. Thoughts do happen. You know, lots of wishful thinking here, magical thinking, lots. If I think it, it is likely to happen. And I am responsible to prevent it. I have to be very tense, to control, and fight back these thoughts and to expel them. And I should make my rituals there to touch, to count, to make something with the eyes, or my inner mental rituals. Cancellation, imagining something light or something beautiful. If someone is with OCD for a long time, these rituals, they become very rich, I could say. Very rich rituals. I can remember one musician, my client. He had rituals 10 years ago when I went out of my apartment and I saw my neighbor, And now I have to imagine her, then to imagine some light and to say everything is good, everything is good, everything is good 3 times. But meanwhile, if obsessive thought comes, I must repeat everything. And sometimes they just repeat and stay like this for hours and move and repeat, hours. They think that if they have these thoughts, they are bad people, that they are complete trash, that they are monsters. Which is actually not so. Not at all. Why? Because in the core of one obsessive compulsive disorder stays so-called mirroring reverse protective mechanism. What evolutionary psychology actually says about that. When we love someone, maybe ourself or our kid or our mommy, daddy, boyfriend, girlfriend, when we love someone but we have anxiety, these two things they combine and they produce one defense thought, protective thought. My child is late in the evening for, let's say, 1 hour, and the mother thinks he's dead. Someone attacked him, and he's dead. He's dead. And she imagines it. He's dead. Something very bad happened to him. As we say, I don't wish you to happen in your life what your mothers think about you, but what your lover thinks about you. You know, because this mechanism works like this reverse mechanism. Years ago, maybe millions of years ago in the jungle, imagine someone in the jungle, some human being with a little bit more hair, and he is walking there, and he just hears some noise. And in his mind immediately comes the tiger. The tiger is now going to come and eat me. And he starts running toward the tribe, or he climbs on the tree. Actually, there was no tiger, but it is a protective mechanism, and this thought, it doesn't come because the person wants to be eaten, but because wants to be safe. It is same when it is for someone else. Imagine again someone there in the jungle, one woman, and she is with her child. And the child is very little child in her hands. And again she hears something there, and in her mind comes the thought, oh, the people from the neighbor tribe, they're coming, and they will kill my child. And it is for a millisecond. They kill my child. They will kill my child just for a millisecond. And what does she do? She runs away. Maybe it was just the wind. Maybe it was course, just the leaves of the tree, but she wants her child to live. That's why she runs away. And it is a protective mechanism, as I said. It is not because she wants the child to die. No, she loves it. Now, how does this mechanism works now? One mother, I have many clients with so-called harm OCD. Others, they have existential OCD, you know. How do I move my hand? Who am I? Who is there inside? But, you know, they don't want actually to know it. It is not philosophy. It is OCD. And if we answer them, you move your hand because here in your brain into the premotor lobe and here, and you move it because in your basal ganglia dopamine is released and so on. We just worsen the state, and he doesn't want this answer. Yeah, it is completely different. That's why I say that working with OCD requires lots of knowledge and something more. We should know it by ourselves, you know, not only by our training, psychology, psychiatry, psychotherapy, but we should know this mechanism by ourselves. As you hear, I stutter, and now I stutter much less, but years ago I used to stutter enormously. I couldn't say my name. And I had lots of anxiety, and in this anxiety was social phobia and so on. Hypochondria, OCD, so I know everything what I work with by myself, through my own life experience. So, I'll cut the throat of my child, and she sees how she does it, and the blood is there, and the bloodshed, and it is terrible for her. Actually, what is this? She gave a birth, and in the first months she has some hormonal changes, and she doesn't sleep much because the baby is all the time, all the night. And she doesn't sleep, and she is very, very tired. But she loves the baby, loves it very much. But one night, second night, a third month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and one night she is like this, falling asleep, drowsy. And the child again, and the thought comes, I will kill it, I will kill it. Actually, she loves it, but the thought comes, and most of the mothers, they just don't pay attention to it. Why? Because they don't have this rigid super ego. They don't have this tough moral structure. But someone with OCD, so-called rigid character, very rigid, and his or her super ego is very tough, very controlling, and she has these restrictions. I must be very clean, very clear, to control everything. And when the thought comes through her mind, she's just terrified. And she's trying to repulse the thought. Once, second time, a third time. And in the beginning she is successful. But you know about the repression mechanism. When she repulses the thought, she accumulates some anxiety. anxiety weekend, and it becomes more and more and more, and the thoughts, they come back and they become more intrusive, more, and she's starting to fight more, and to make some mental rituals and behavioral rituals, more, and it becomes OCD. If she is someone, I don't care, I just love this child, some thought comes here, but I know I am just a human being, imperfect one, never will become to OCD, because it is just normal thought, you know. In the beginning it is just normal thought, but her reaction to it is very rigid, very repulsive. Here there is a lot of fighting. Time? I don't have much time. Yeah. Changing. Examples again. Someone, father, I am going to rape my 2-year-old daughter. Oh man, when it is in my mind, I am just someone perfect. I am disgusting, pedophile. If it comes through my mind, then I desire it. Actually, he just loves his own daughter. But he watched there some TV, and they said, somewhere there around the globe, he raped his daughter. And this knowledge and his fear and his rigid moral structure and the love toward the kid, there is the thought, I will rape her. Actually, he will never do so, never. But his reaction is to fight. He is terrified. Some of them, they think that some demon there came and obsessed them, if he is a religious person. And they go to the church, make some vows. God, please save me, protect me, God. Millions of times, go down prostrations again and again, rituals, you know. Freud, what did he say? OCD is a personal religion of someone who experiences it. And it is so. I will kill my husband, my spouse. Actually, she loves him. If she doesn't, it is something different. Because, you know, the love is very deficit in our life, but someone with OCD, he will never have the thought for someone who he doesn't like, doesn't love. Such thoughts, they come only for someone who they love, for themselves, for their spouse, for their kids, the parents, but not to someone who is there on the street. Yeah. I might do it for real, these distortions here and this misinterpretation, so on. Yeah. Okay. And more examples here, but I don't have much time, so we'll change it. Yeah. And more examples. Flooding. It is some very strong technique, as I said. What does it do? It removes the mechanism of repression. And the person with OCD just hits the bottom of the fear. He experienced the the worst case, something worse. Okay, I killed my daughter. I raped there someone. Okay, I jumped through the terrace. And he sees it. Then he realizes it is only thought. It is not reality. And he makes this distinction. Only thought. You know, if we work with OCD without flooding, the path for a recovery becomes much longer. But if we use it, we should be very good. Very good. Very good report, very deep trust, and we should know what we do, actually. Yeah. Flooding, very good technique, and I use it a lot. Exposure and response prevention, as Nikit said. One doesn't do the ritual, but then the anxiety rises up, and then we work with the anxiety. We hypnotize, we work through the body, we change the beliefs, we tremble, we breathe, so on, so on. Then anxiety diminishes and we proceed further. Hypnotic and NLP techniques. Cinema saloon, single and double dissociation. All of you know this technique. Someone imagines that he is just observer and he watches his thoughts like they come on the screen, like on a cinema, and we lead him through some relaxation, and he just observe. And here we use some NLP techniques. He just stop the scene and place it again, pause, place, reverse, forward, reverse, white screen. Here we work with that distance of the screen, we turn the screen, so on, so on, so on. Evolutionary perspective, imagination. We lead hypnosis and we bring the person to the past and now see that jungle and see that mechanism that I talked about it just now. Descent into the loving and protective foundation. Now see that your thoughts that you are going to kill yourself or your baby or someone else is just the surface, and beneath the surface there is a huge depth, and we go there and we see there is love, only love. And the person sees, wow, I don't have to be scared of these thoughts, they're just normal. So I stop fighting them back. And the situation normalizes. NLP. NLP, you know, is very rich system. I am also master of practitioner in NLP. And we play with sub-modalities. What is this? With the smell, with the vision, with the touch, with the hearing, so on, so on. And we change. Someone, even we play with the noise of the thoughts. And I'm going to kill my daughter. I'm going to kill my daughter. And we play there. We become like demons. We play theater with him, and he sees. It is the technique double from psychodrama. And he sees, wow, man, it is just thought. And we play with the voice and with everything. You know, in psychotherapy and in hypnosis, very often we are actors, yeah. And we play a lot. And hypnosis is not only that trance. Sometimes the hypnosis is in the conversation. Actually, we are the hypnosis. We. And one psychiatrist from Bulgaria, he says hypnosis, it is the trust between the person and the therapist. And it is actually so. It is the deepest hypnosis. And then we use everything else. But without that trust, we do nothing. Submodalities and so on, so on, so on. My time is actually not much, I see, just 2 minutes. Working through the body. When we use hypnosis, we work with the breath, we work with the bodily sensations, with the feelings, and the person starts sometimes shouting, crying, and moves uncontrollably. We use trauma releasing exercise. We use the connection between mind and the body, and we deepen it. Because someone with OCD is just one head, walking head, as I said, and the body just brings the head around. He's not vivid. He doesn't have this connection between his floors, no. Mental, emotional, bodily. He is just mind. Yeah. So we work a lot to the body. Lots of breathing, lots of movements, lots of grounding exercises. Yeah, my time is up. Mindfulness. Once one has OCD, always we use mindfulness meditation, which is the same. And we teach the person to become meditator and to practice meditation. If someone of you has gone to some longer retreat with meditation, he knows. Meditation is also not only a psychic practice, mental one. It goes deeply into the brain, deep into the neural system. And there is lots of research on that. We can talk about that hours. But something here is very tricky. If we teach the person to work only with this meditation only, it becomes mechanism of repression of everything there beneath, which is not worked with. So we use meditation all the time, but we go through the path, you know, restructuring, flooding, hypnosis, working through the body. Then the person doesn't see the thoughts and emotion as something scary, and he doesn't run away, he doesn't fight. Then meditation is already useful, very much. Then, when we are done with OCD to a huge degree, we can allow ourselves, and if the person wants, we can continue the work. Going to the character, working with the deep basic beliefs, then we can go even deeper to the genealogy. We can go to the parents, grandparents, even we can do some different stuff, the constellations and so on, but not in the beginning. Not in the beginning, because if we do that in the beginning, we just add more pressure and more anxiety to the anxiety. And we become part of the problem, not part of the solution. So we do that work afterwards. What is the personality of the successful psychotherapist? Not perfect, not at all. look at me, I'm a stutterer, something not very, glittering, but I am successful and I work pretty good with neurotic states because I know them. Empathy. One should have lots of love. One should love the patient. And if you love the patient, he knows it. He or she knows it through her or his body and cells. And if we don't have love, and if we work mechanically, nothing happens, guys. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. So we should have huge hearts for this job, and all of you do actually, because you're here and we work with the people all the time. Otherwise, why we do that? It is not for money. Money are not so great here. We are not merchants and so on. We work because we love our job and our clients. We really love them. Our authenticity. Sometimes we are tired. We don't say I'm some great person, so on. No, we are just ourselves. Charm, charisma, hypnotic presence. We should have this kind of energy to turn the energy of the person around, Somewhere they call it alluring energy. I don't like this word, but I like attraction. Let's just say charisma. It is enough. A profound understanding. And the profound understanding, it is not just books, it is not just reading, it is our own life experience. If we don't know the condition we work with by ourselves, the person knows that we don't know it. It is not a theory, and he feels us. Yeah. Rapport, leading, rapport, leading, rapport, leading. All the time we have very thick rapport with not only breadth and utilization and so on, but how to say, with the depth of the person. Very good rapport and leading towards something healthy. Perseverance, resilience. Sometimes we are very tired because we work years. I worked for 18 years already, this job. And what makes us continue? Again is love. Again love. Because without it, yeah, actually I'm done, you can clap, yeah. Thank you very much, obrigado. Thank you so much. And here are my contacts, my mail, my site, and the site of genuine psychotherapy, which is now growing, and many people want to study it. And that's it, okay? Thank you very much. Obrigado.